Elizabeth Taylor, timeless beauty. When a website conducted a survey to determine who the most photogenic celebrity of all time was, Elizabeth Taylor came in first place. Elizabeth Taylor was born on February 27, 1932 in London, but her parents were American and returned to their homeland in 1939. As Elizabeth grew older, the media began to take an interest in her, especially her love affairs. She was reportedly engaged twice before her first wedding. Elizabeth Taylor's love life was followed as closely as her film career: 7 husbands, 8 marriages, and a number of Hollywood dramas. Elizabeth's romantic escapades as one of the most glamorous and anticipated stars of the 20th century proved that she was a woman who lived her life according to her own ideas and loved with all her heart. On May 6, 1950, at the age of 18, Elizabeth Taylor married the heir to the Hilton Hotel fortune, 24-year-old Conrad "Nicky" Hilton Jr. Unfortunately, what started as a fairy tale quickly turned into a nightmare. Elizabeth endured emotional and physical abuse, resulting in a miscarriage, leading her to file for divorce just 8 months after the wedding. Michael Wilding, an actor 20 years her senior, brought a sense of security and peace to Elizabeth's life. During their 5-year marriage, they had 2 sons, Michael Howard Wilding and Christopher Edward Wilding. Despite Michael's background, Elizabeth was already a major star, and he found it difficult to cope with his wife becoming his primary financial provider. Their marriage eventually ended in 1957, but Elizabeth always spoke of Michael fondly, and he remained a dear part of her life even after their paths diverged. Producer Mike Todd was one of Elizabeth's true great loves. They married in 1957, and Elizabeth claimed that he was the one she would stay with forever. Their marriage was further blessed with the birth of their daughter, Liza Todd. Their love story was tragically cut short when Mike died in a plane crash in March 1958, just a year after their wedding and 7 months after Liza was born. Following Mike Todd's tragic death, Elizabeth sought solace and comfort in the arms of Mike's close friend Eddie Fisher, a famous singer who had famously left his wife, Debbie Reynolds, for her. The scandal surrounding their affair was huge, with public fascination and media frenzy reaching its peak. The intense scrutiny and controversy surrounding their relationship led many to turn their backs on Elizabeth, who found herself at the center of a global scandal. As the initial excitement wore off, their relationship began to unravel. Richard Burton, the love of her life and the man she married twice. Their relationship was fiery, passionate, and diamond-studded. They made global headlines, starred in 11 films together, and became one of the most famous couples in the world. After a decade of tumultuous romance, they divorced, remarried, and divorced again. If they proved anything, it was that some love stories are too big for one marriage. Elizabeth met her 6th husband, John Warner, on a blind date when he took her to a dinner hosted by Queen Elizabeth at the British Embassy in Washington, D.C. Although he had left his role as Secretary of the Navy by the time they met, Elizabeth played a key role in his political career. She helped him get elected to the Senate, and even he gave her full credit for his success. They married the same year they met, but life in politics suppressed Elizabeth's true nature, and the marriage ended after 6 years. Elizabeth was captivated by construction worker Larry Fortensky, 20 years her junior, during her second visit to the Betty Ford Center in 1988. Her 8th and final marriage, to Marianne Williamson, was a spectacle even by Hollywood standards. On October 6, 1991, nearly 200 VIP guests and 13 paparazzi in helicopters overhead watched the couple say, "I do" forever under a white gazebo at Michael Jackson's infamous Neverland Ranch. They separated as husband and wife in 1996, but Elizabeth never stopped caring for him.